Hello and welcome to Winebox TV, New Zealand's most passionate wine program. And I've got to apologise. It's been quite a while since we've done one of these. We had the kind of whole John Campbell 4 episodes, and we had the Isle Champagne 4 episodes, and then a couple after that. But it's quite nice to be back because I've kind of missed you and missed all the kind of comments that I usually get from a day-to-day perspective. But today we're kind of going to geek it up and concentrate pretty much on Marlborough and talk specifically about kind of the Awatere and the Wairau Valley and pretty much, I guess, Waihope is kind of another one region, but we're going to concentrate on mainly the Wairau and the Awatere, and they're very different in terms of kind of what Sauvignon kind of like they produce, Sauvignon Blanc that is. Kind of in the Awatere you tend to have, it's a bit more kind of fertile, and it kind of runs pretty much 10k south of Blenheim, kind of Wild Pass, goes up through kind of like Seddon and Dashwood and stuff, and then ends up on the coast. And then you've got the Wairau Valley, which comes down, follows the kind of river, the Wairau River, and down also to the coast. And then you've got Waihope that kind of joins it as well. Wairau itself means kind of many waters, so it kind of explains all the tributaries that come into the water that kind of irrigate all the kind of vines there. And Marlborough now has, I think, about 65 wineries, 290 plus kind of growers, and I'm not sure kind of what that's doing with these kind of economic times and whether that's plummeting and stuff like that or not. And about 4,000 hectares, and I'll put that into perspective. Kind of Margaux in France is kind of less than 1,000 hectares, so it's a pretty sizable chunk of Bordeaux. What we're going to concentrate on first is the Curio. I don't know whether you can see that. It's quite small print, and this is the Castles vineyard from the Awatere. And because I've decided to do it, I've got the Wairau and an Awatere, both from Curio. And that's the kind of premium label, I guess, of Mudhouse wines, where they've selected certain vineyards and started to make some pretty kind of good single vineyard kind of wines. And they do a Central Otago Pinot from Bendigo, which I tasted the other night. I thought was great. And so the Awatere, you tend to kind of end up with a lot more kind of lush tropical kind of characters. No, wrong. The Wairau, you end up with kind of lush kind of tropical characters. The Awatere, you tend to have more kind of like green kind of herbaceous kind of characters, tomato stalk, nettles, cutgrass, gooseberry. And then in the Wairau, which is a lot more kind of free drain, you get a lot of sun concentrated on the vineyards and everything like that, you tend to get that kind of lush tropical kind of almost passion fruit kind of character going on in your wines. So let's see what this gives us. And you get that kind of, it's quite a restrained nose. It's got a kind of almost chalky kind of character on the nose there, but it's definitely that cutgrass gooseberry. Pretty tight, pretty linear. You do get a kind of hint of minerality there, but it's definitely that that gooseberry kind of acid on there. Although it's not kind of overly acidic like we're used to with Marlborough kind of Savvy, but yeah, it's got a pretty good length. The nose is quite attractive. There's a tiny hint of asparagus at the back, which is what I associate with kind of Sauvignon, kind of that cutgrass Sauvignon, asparagus and all that stuff. I think that's a pretty good effort. Now the next one is from the Wairau, which is, like I say, it's probably the bigger of the two regions and has all the kind of great names in Marlborough Savvy. And let's give this a... there's a huge difference. I mean, this is Gaines Vineyard from the Wairau Valley, and this is the Castles Vineyard from the Awatere Valley. There's a huge difference on the nose. This, I do get kind of like that hint, that tropical, certainly tropical fruit. It's kind of like, you get almost a bit of pineapple, a bit of passion fruit. You still get kind of like that edge of greenness and slightly edginess there. It's a bit more high in acid, but you get, there's a lot more lush and textural on your palate. If I were to score that kind of 86 points, I'd probably score that 88 points. It's much more my kind of style of wine. I think there's a lot more complex, there's a lot more going on in your glass, and it's a pretty decent example of what's happening kind of in the kind of Wairau. It's that tropical kind of character that's going on, and I think it's interesting. Yeah, I'd definitely give that kind of 88 points. Anyway, enough kind of babbling and kind of geek wine talk kind of about Marlborough, and we'll catch you next time.